Hello, Mega Exercises. This is the Muscle Lady here to remind you to exercise your muscle.
Hashtag exercise your muscle.
Shout out to Faith Funeral Home who is sponsoring this week's video. And as you can see, I am in my modernized Tswana outfit. In South Africa, we are celebrating Heritage Month. And on the 24th of September, we will be celebrating Heritage Day. So in celebration, I am in my heritage or traditional heritage outfit, Setswana. So happy Heritage Month, fellow South Africans. I'm so excited, guys. This is week 9 of the series that we are calling Power. It's been such a phenomenal journey learning about the apparent power that God brings us here on earth with. And then it is our duty to convert that power into real power. Power that can be used and people can benefit from. Remember, we spoke about if you do not convert this apparent power that you're born with, it becomes imaginary power. And this power is useless to the people in your world, useless to you because you also can't benefit from it. We've also learned that, as you're exercising your muscle, as you're putting in more time, automatically you gain more influence in this talent muscle that you're given, right? So the magical formula that we are all, just so amazed by is that power equals to energy over time. So influence equals to energy or exercise your muscle over time. The amount of time you put into exercising your muscle results in either higher influence, higher power in your talent muscle. And we've also learned that if you don't put in time, if you don't invest time into exercising your muscle, the power or the influence goes down or it is non-existent. And you cause load shedding, you cause frustration to the people in your world because they can't benefit from this gift, this talent muscle that God has brought you here on earth with. There's a reason why God brought you here on earth with that talent muscle. There's a reason why he put you in that family. There's a reason why he put you in that community. There is a reason why you've got that talent muscle. Once you discover it, once you work it, the people in your world can benefit from it. And that's the reason our talent muscle is not only for us to benefit, but it is to beautify and make the world that we find ourselves in a better, more beautiful, more pleasant place to live in. So, week 9. Today, think about in the house, right? So you've got like a circuit. The power is flowing in each room. You can just switch on the light and the power comes in, right? But don't you get frustrated when there's a power trip? So as you try and, the lights are on and then there's a trip in the circuit. So lights out. So today we are going to look at this power trip, right? What causes this power trip? What is power trip? So a power cut happens when the electrical system in your home or in your circuit is compromised in some way or another, right? So in the circuit, there's some things called circuit breakers. These, when there's a compromise in the electrical system, these trip the switch and then automatically cut down the power to the electrical system or to the whole house. The whole power gets cut down. So for an example, you plug in a heater, right? And say now the electrical system is compromised. What happens is the circuit breaker shuts down the power. You see your main switch goes down and then the power is cut. This is to avoid your whole house blowing up in flames, right? So you'll notice there's no longer power coming to that electrical heater or to the iron. This is to make you aware that something is wrong. Something is wrong with the iron, something is wrong with the heater. The same is true for our journey as we're exercising our muscle. Remember, we've discovered we are born with power. We have this electrical circuit, right, going in through us. So we've got this apparent power that we are supposed to convert into real power, power that everybody can use and consume. As we are busy converting and giving out this power that we have in our circuit, there are some things that will trip the power that we have. It will shut down the power. So the circuit breakers that we have inside of us, they will shut down the power, meaning that the power that's supposed to go out into the world, the power that people are supposed to benefit from, will be shut down. So it's very important that we actually find out what causes these power trips, what causes the failure, so that we can fix it, so that we can correct it, and then the power can continue to flow. There are a number of reasons why the power would cut, right? And today we'll be looking at 3. So the first one is an overload to the circuit. So if you overload the circuit in your house, there's a limited number of things you can plug in, and if you plug in too many things, the power will cut. How we can relate this to our talent muscle as overload is ego trip. If you overload this power with your ego, the power will shut down. You will trip the power and the power will shut down. Meaning you cannot give the power that you've been given with. You cannot give it to people. They cannot use it. You've shut down the power. So ego trip, when you think too highly of yourself and too little of other people. So this, I'm better than you, you are just, below me, you are here to serve me. No, I'm here to serve you with my gift, right? I'm here to give you my power that I've been given with so that you may benefit. But the moment I overload this with my ego, with me thinking me all the time, me is higher than you, me is more special than you, me deserves better than you, I am tripping the power and it will shut down. You cannot benefit from me. The moment you can, when you feel that person, man, they're too egocentric, they think too highly of themselves. It's difficult to receive the gift that they've got. It's difficult to, hear them out. What do they have to give? What do they have that I can benefit from? So ego trips the power. Be careful of that, because once you think too highly of yourself, you trip the power. The second reason why the power trips is because of a short circuit. So short circuit is caused when a hot wire comes into contact with a neutral wire. Okay, so on your journey, as you're exercising your muscle, a short circuit is your association. Who you associate with is very vital. As a hot wire, as somebody who's pushing, who's exercising your muscle, who is bettering themselves and, converting this apparent power into useful power, and you come into contact with a neutral wire. A wire that's not as fire, a wire that calms you down, a wire that tells you you're crazy, a wire that tells you think you're wasting time, a wire that tells you this talent thing is nonsense, a neutral, you are causing short circuit. And this will trip the power. It will shut the power down. You are not effective. You cannot be effective in your talent muscle if you're associating with people who are telling you not to believe in your talent muscle, who are telling you you're wasting your time and this is just child's play. Concentrate on work and make a living. You, as the hot wire, you're making contact with a neutral wire. This is dangerous because you're causing short circuit. The power shuts down. There's a power trip. Then us in your world cannot benefit from it because this talent muscle, you don't exercise it. We don't see it, so we don't benefit from it. Be careful of who you listen to. Be careful of who you associate yourself with, right? As you start exercising your muscle, as you start investing more time, You will get people who tell you you're wasting your time. You'll never amount to anything. This gift, this talent is just, do it in your spare time. Don't waste so much money on it, man. Man, as a kid, you used to dream. You used to dream that you'll be a baker. You used to dream that you'll be a cook. But now you're old enough. Get with life. They are a neutral wire. Be careful. When you come in contact as a hot wire with a neutral wire, you are causing short circuit. And this will trip the power. This will cause the power to shut down. And when the power shuts down, we don't receive the talent and the fruit that you were given, to make our world a better place. So be careful of the neutral wires in your life. The third reason why the power trips is because of a faulty circuit breaker. So circuit breakers are bound to get old. They're bound to get faulty if they are not maintained, right? In our journey of exercising your muscle, your circuit breaker is your mind. Your mind is bound to get old. Your mind is bound to get faulty if it is not maintained. Be careful of the thoughts that you allow to come into your mind, because this causes a faulty circuit breaker. Also, if you do not maintain your mind, it's bound to get faulty. What do I mean by maintain your mind? Be careful of what you read. Read books that inspire you. Read books that also help you to be a better person. Don't stop learning, right? Your gift. Remember, you have to continuously exercise your talent muscle. Your muscle doesn't get strong if you don't physically exercise it with exercise, right? Same as your talent muscle. You have to continuously exercise it. If you have to go back to school again to get in touch with the latest trends, with how to keep up, with 2023, the 20th, 21st century things of doing things, of how to do things, go back. Maintain your mind. Maintain how you think. Sometimes it could just be also go learn how to work social media. Go learn how to work your finances. Go learn how to work communication. Go learn how to write an invoice. Something like that. Maintain your thinking. As a man thinketh, so is he. You are the result of your thoughts. How you're living today is because of how you thought yesterday. So how you want to change what tomorrow looks like, it starts in the mind. Everything starts in the mind, guys. It's a dream first that you see in your mind, that you see the picture, you work towards it, right? So be careful of what's going on in here. You've got the power to filter the thoughts that you allow in here. You've got the power to stop the negative thoughts. You've got the power to only bring in good thoughts, right? And maintain good thoughts. It's your mind. You've got the power. Be careful, because if you don't maintain what goes on in your mind, if you don't renew what goes on in your mind, your circuit will become faulty, and that causes the power to trip. It shuts down the power. If your mind is not healthy, you'll make mistakes as you're baking. You'll make mistakes as you're cooking. If your mind is not healthy, you cannot be who you were created to be. You cannot effectively exercise your muscle. So if your circuit breaker is faulty, the power trips. Be careful of what goes on in your mind. Guard your mind. Read books. There's nothing more powerful than books and information. The stuff you watch on YouTube. Make sure you watch more of Mega Ideas, because this helps you become more positive. It helps the circuit to be maintained so that there is no faultiness that goes on, right? Such YouTube channels, definitely, they're good for you. Also, invest time in seminars. Go and invest time, guys. Invest time in maintaining a good mind, a healthy mind, because if your mind is not healthy, the power blocks. You cannot be you. You cannot be you cannot exercise that talent muscle effectively when your mind is not healthy. So a healthy mind is that circuit breaker. Healthy mind ensures that the power flows and people can benefit from you. They can benefit from that gift that God placed in you, so that the world is more beautiful and more colorful the way God intended it. Guard your mind. Invest into positive things, positivity. Maintain your mind, a healthy mindset, so that you can effectively exercise your muscle and the power can flow through you and we can benefit from that talent muscle that's placed in you. So, a summary: what causes the power to trip and therefore shut down the power so that we can't benefit from this gift? The first one is overload of this the system. So when your ego is overloading, like all we can see is you, ego, that trips the power, and we can no longer benefit from the power that was placed in you for our benefit, right? Then the second reason why the power would trip is because of your association. When a hot wire comes into contact with a neutral wire, you cause a short circuit. So be careful of your association. As a hot wire, limit coming into contact with a neutral wire, right? Avoid it. People who are telling you you're wasting time, this talent, you're wasting. Avoid such, because you don't want to cause a short circuit. Then the third reason we looked at what causes a power to trip is that you've got a faulty circuit breaker. So an unhealthy mind. You don't maintain your mind. You don't renew your mind. So you've got unhealthy mental capacity, right? When you're not healthy up here, you cannot exercise your muscle and you cannot effectively let the power flow through you. So mega exercises, please just guard through these three. Ensure that there is constant power flow through you so that the people in your world can benefit from you and the world can be a more beautiful, more colorful place because you are in it. This is the Muscle Lady, here to remind you to exercise your muscle.
#ExerciseYourMuscle.
Thank you for watching this video. I truly value you. Please share the link with your family and friends so that they too may know how to exercise their muscle. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button so that you will be notified whenever a new video comes out. Click here for the previous videos in this series of power, and click here for the previous series on the caterpillar. Until next time, this is the Muscle Lady, here to remind you to exercise your muscle.